I cannot believe that it is May. In some ways, I feel like I say this every month. In some ways, it feels like it should be March, and in other ways, it feels like it should be 2025. But here we are. It's May. It's weird. Things are strange, but a bit of silver lining. Things are starting to reopen around Charlotte, slowly but surely. I'm still remaining very, very cautious. I have thyroid issues, an autoimmune disorder, so I have to be super, super careful about, exposing myself to illnesses of all kinds, not just coronavirus, but this in particular too right now. But with the idea of things opening, the energy around here is a little bit different. It just feels like things are feeling just a little bit more normal, which is good. I actually have to leave the house a couple times this month. One, to go to the dentist. I actually have tooth pain that I cannot put off any longer. And then I also have to get my blood work done for my thyroid. So I actually genuinely have to leave. So I cannot just stay in pajamas 24/7, which has been nice, but I'm also kind of like, I don't know, I'm a little bit over it. It's like, oh, this sounds like so much fun. It's going to be so great. And then you're doing it and you're like, okay, yeah, like now I'm excited to put clothes on again. So I've come full circle. But so with this month's makes, I thought that I would kind of toe the line between things that I know I'll want to wear in the future and also things that I can wear right now. Because one of the things that really got me down in April was that all the things I had planned on making, I knew I wouldn't be able to wear for months and months. And so I was like, why am I going to make this just for it to sit in my closet? So with this month, I kind of thought a little bit harder about making things I knew I would want to make, but also like an effort to kind of clear the space in here a little bit too. Working on some works in progress, things I already have cut out, going ahead and sewing them up, that kind of thing. So with that said, first up, I was super inspired by remember the coral sweatsuit set that I made? I just posted it like a few days ago. That pattern comes with a romper. And I've made the romper before, but it is a low rise, like the waistband that attaches the bodice to the short is supposed to sit at your high hip. And so for me, it just feels like a belly enhancing garment, which I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, it is pajamas, it's only around the house, but it's also not super comfortable for me to have any elastic down there. So I redrafted the shorts for the sweatsuit to increase the rise. That's the hard part. So now that that is over, I want to make the romper again, and I want to use this weird fabric that I got at Joann. I'm pretty sure it was in the remnant bin, like not the clearance bin, but the remnant bin when the remnants were 50% off, the remnant price, whatever. It kind of is giving me, what cartoon was that? Scooby-Doo? Flintstones? I don't know. Somebody wears Snoopy? Somebody wears a chevron dress with all the multicolors. Who is that? That's what this reminds me of. But, I don't know. It's in my stash and it's just pajamas, so it's just gonna be around the house. But I hope that I can get that little romper to fit, because if it does, then I can make it out of fabric that I would wear out of the house. And that would be a lot of fun. Like either a cover up for the beach or something real casual to go to the grocery store in, that kind of thing. So here's the fabric, that's the pattern. Project number one. Number two is, this is the shirt. This is the fabric I used to make the Liesl & Co. shirt for April's Sew My Style. Following all that, I want to make headbands out of the scraps that I have, or not multiple, just one headband out of the scraps that I have left. Like, wear with that, but this is also just such an easy color to wear with other things. So yeah, headbands out of this, using my own tutorial, the one for the knotted headband. I'll have links in the description box for all the products I'm talking about, all the videos that I mentioned. So check the description box. Here's how you access it if you've never accessed it before. I'm going to keep preaching to you guys about this. Those of you who watch every single one of my videos, I'm sorry you have to listen to me. But inevitably, if I don't say anything about it, someone will ask. So here it all is, all in the description box. Get in the habit of checking it. There's lots of great information there. Okay, this is the leftover fabric from the little pajama dress that I made in April. And I'm gonna make knit stretchy headbands out of the scraps I have left over from that. I thought that would be cute, like little headband on to wear around the house, matching my pajamas. Such a fun little quarantine. Like, you would only understand that if you've lived through the quarantine, right? Okay, so those are good. And then I also talked to you guys in my April makes video about all the pillows that I've been making for my living room. So I wanna finish those out. I have this one piece made and I need to do a backing for it, find a insert, and I like to get those from Goodwill because they're really, really cheap and still super high quality. The ones that I already have are like down filled and they cost like, I don't know, $2 or $3. So it's a really, really great resource for pillow forms if you're on the hunt for those. And I think our Goodwills are going to open here shortly. They're not yet. I think there's some in South Carolina that are, which is not far from Charlotte. But I don't know about the ones in my area, but I think soon, hopefully soon. So that's what I'm waiting on for that. It'll coordinate with like this guy. So this was the other one that I made. I used both sides of this home deck jacquard, and then it had another one. If you haven't seen that April makes video, just go watch it. I explain all this fully. But then there were these seashell ones too. So I just used the scraps to make this little weird one that I can make, like, I don't know, like a little lumbar, or I guess it would go like this, a little lumbar pillow or something. I don't know. Anyway, so that would be really easy. I just need to, like I said, find a cute little insert for it or something size appropriate. I have some pillow inserts, but just nothing that would, they're either too big for that or too small or whatever. Okay. In my April plans video, I told you guys about this fabric, rayon challis, and I wanted to make those. Do I seriously not have the, oh yeah, okay. I wanted to make this pattern. Whoop. So I went ahead in April and I got the pattern muslined. So that was one step closer. I had to make a few adjustments, got it muslined. So now all I need to do is actually sew up the shorts. But while I had the fabric out, I went ahead and cut out a top from the scraps I had left. So I used this top. You guys might remember it from, I did a refashion with like black gingham with embroidered stuff on it. You might remember that. I made this version. This one I only had enough fabric to make this version here, but it's going to be out of this fabric. So I will be able to maybe wear them together, maybe not. But I had the scraps and I had the scraps out. That's kind of like my new thing is, instead of putting scraps in my scrap bin, I'm going ahead and finding a pattern right away and cutting it out, like committing to something and not just like out of sight, out of mind in my scrap bin, you know what I mean? But if I go ahead and I cut it out, then it becomes a work in progress and then I have to tackle it, you know what I'm saying? So I also did a similar thing with this like pretty, I don't know, mauve-y pink twill that I have. I think I got this to make pants in New York City, maybe at Fabrics and Fabrics, I can't remember. But I cut out two patterns. One, a cute little jacket. So I essentially cut out this jacket, but I don't have all the doodads. It's just gonna be solid. So if you look at the line drawings like this and you ignore all of the trim, it's gonna kind of be like a jean jacket without all the vertical seams and any extra like pockets. It's gonna be like a cleaner, more modern, simple version of a jean jacket, hopefully. And then for the rest of the fabric, I ended up cutting out this pattern. So I cut out the shorts, but then I also cut out this little panel. So it's gonna be a skirt in the front, shorts in the back. with this little panel. I would have sewn it right away because I was really excited about this, but I didn't have any thread, and I really want the thread to match because I'm going to be doing flat felt seams. So I needed to make sure I had really good matching thread. So I used my Gutermann thread card. This has served me like okay. The numbers in here don't match the one at Joann, but if you order from places like Waywack, oh, it gets hot in here. They will match. So I put in an order to Waywack. They shipped it to my old apartment. So then I had to pay them shipping again to ship it here, and I'm still waiting for it. It's been like 3 weeks. But I was grateful that the recipients of it turned it in to the leasing office and didn't just like toss it. But maybe they opened it and was like, what the heck am I gonna do with 3 spools of thread and a D-ring? Like, what am I gonna use this for? So maybe that was the case. So I have that little skirt and jacket. Could be cute together. We'll have to see how their proportions pan out. I have muslin those shorts as well. So those are ready to go. And like I said, those are all cut out and ready to sew as soon as the thread gets here. So excited about that. And then lastly on my list is Sew My Style for May. You get to choose between a new True Bias pattern, which is basically a knit t-shirt with contrast neck binding and sleeve binding that can also be lengthened to a dress, or the Love Notions Game Day tee, which is a t-shirt also, but it has the details of like a jersey. So it has the seam going across here, it has the V neckline, it has the stripes on the sleeve. So I chose the Love Notions top, but I'm not a jersey girl. Like, I'm not really even a sports girl. Like, we do go to the basketball games here, but I don't know, that's not the place to wear like a jersey. Like, you go there and it's not dressed up, but you're not in a jersey either. And I don't go to like playgrounds or Little League or any of that because I don't have any kids. So I don't have a need for a jersey there. So all that to say, I think that I'm going to make the jersey, the game day jersey, but girl it up a bunch. I'm thinking about like removing the stripes and replacing them with ruffles, and maybe doing a ruffle along this straight seam. And then I want to do it in like a pretty, like pale pink fabric. This stuff is super soft, super lightweight, super drapey. So it's also going to give that kind of luxurious vibe. Whereas the jersey fabric is a little bit more stiff. This one's going to be much more fluid. I can't remember where I got this. I think from Fashion Fabrics Club. Maybe not. I don't remember. Either way, it's not available anymore. I got it so long ago, but I have so much of it. So I can do all the ruffles. I can do something extra. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, no, I'm not gonna link that into a dress. It's too lightweight to do into a dress, but that's the plan for Sew My Style. So with that said, those are all the plans that I have for May. If you want to follow along on my journey, making all of these things, see some behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff, I would strongly consider you joining my Patreon. There is a link in the description box that'll take you to the page, and it'll explain how it works, explain everything to you, but you will get early access to any first impression videos that come out in May. Like I said, behind the scenes stuff, polls. We just have like a good old time in there. So check it out if you're interested in that. Otherwise, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.